Welcome to Beauty in Stories. This is a space where short, meaningful tales invite us to explore life's deep lessons and the beauty of emotions. Each story becomes a journey to listen, reflect, and rediscover values that are often overlooked in the busyness of life. Join us as we uncover inspiration, joy, and connection in these stories every day. And now, let's dive into today's story, Friendship and Time. Two young mothers were close friends, both with firstborn children of the same age. On Sundays, they would often sit and chat in the living room while their children played in the bedroom. That year, the boy and the girl were 5 years old. The boy said to the girl,
"My mom says you have to marry me when we grow up. Will there be a lot of toys if I marry you? We have plenty at home. I'll give you all of them."
The girl was excited.
"Let's get married now, because I have to go to school tomorrow." "Okay, let's get married. I have to go to school too. But I saw on TV that people shoot champagne into the sky at weddings."
The girl had an idea and took her mother's perfume bottle, spraying it all over both herself and the boy. The boy, pleased with the idea, helped open the champagne. Half an hour later, the mother ran into the room and saw the chaos. The perfume bottle was empty, and the room was a mess. She moaned,
"Oh my goodness! Your father bought this perfume all the way from Czechoslovakia.
Then she shouted.
Who came up with this idea?"
The girl was so scared that she cried out.
"It wasn't me."
The boy, pale and looking at the girl, whispered,
"It was me."
and burst into tears as well. When they entered first grade, they were assigned to the same class and continued learning together until they were 13 years old. One day, the boy came to the girl's desk.
"My mom says I have to change schools. I have something for you."
The boy handed her a ribbon-tied box. Looking very sad, the girl smiled.
"We won't be in the same class anymore, but we'll still be friends."
And indeed, they still visited each other. Once, when a young neighbor teased the girl, the boy, always gentle, jumped in to fight back and even chipped his front tooth. When they were both in college, the boy had become a tall young man, and the girl was now a beautiful young woman. They saw each other less, but still remained friends. One day, the boy came to her university.
"I just bought 2 tickets for the movie Troy with Brad Pitt. Do you want to go?"
The girl smiled brightly.
Of course. Just wait for me to finish my last class.
The boy patiently waited. A little later, the girl came out with a group of friends, one of whom was a brown-haired boy who had given her 18 red roses on her birthday. The girl approached her old friend.
Sorry, but the class has another program. Try asking your mom to go with us instead. She really likes Brad Pitt.
It was very cold, and her father had always taught her that men should be chivalrous. The boy took off his coat and gave it to the girl, smiling brightly as she waved from the back seat of the brown-haired boy's car. He called out,
"Don't worry. I'll ask my mom to go with us later."
When they were 25 years old, the girl got married. Of course, the boy, her best friend, was there. It was one of the most luxurious weddings in the city. They shot confetti, popped champagne, and toasted to happiness. The boy wished his friend eternal happiness. The bride laughed brightly, her voice as clear as the sparkling champagne in the glass, joking,
Do you remember when we got in trouble for using perfume as champagne?
Then she hurried to another table to toast. The boy smiled warmly. However, perhaps due to the food at the banquet not agreeing with him, he quietly left the party. 10 years later, the girl divorced her husband. She turned to the boy, resting her head on his shoulder, crying like a storm.
You're the only one who understands me.
The boy comforted her.
It's okay. I'll always be by your side.
She sobbed.
Tomorrow, I'll marry another man just to get back at him.
Then she asked quickly,
Why don't you get married? Are you planning to become a monk?
The boy chuckled. And 5 years later, he attended the girl's second wedding. By then, she was an ambassador. Half a year later, he also got married. Now, they were both 65 years old. They had many grandchildren. But the boy's wife had sadly passed away. One warm spring day, the girl remembered her old friend. She went to the address on the 36th floor of a modern apartment building. The boy, now with white hair, sat quietly in a garden surrounded by glass walls. She greeted him.
Where are your children? Why are you sitting here alone?
The boy smiled sadly.
They've all gone to work or school. What about you?
She began to complain about the busyness of her children and grandchildren, the indifference of her husband, her difficult relationship with her elderly mother, the emptiness of old friends, the pollution, and the increasing pain in her legs. She kept talking and talking, and the boy listened carefully. Suddenly, she asked,
We've been friends for so many years. Every time I needed you, you were there for me. You always listened to me. Don't you have anything to say to me?
I do.
The old friend replied.
What is it?
She asked, her eyes wide. The man stirred his coffee cup on the saucer.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
She said, half encouraging, half commanding. The man held the coffee cup tightly.
All these years, I've only hoped for one thing, for you to call me my love instead of just a friend.
Reflection. This story reminds us that time always moves forward, and we cannot go back to the moments that have passed. Throughout the long journey of life, no matter how many changes or relationships we experience, it is only true friendship and genuine emotions that last. Time is the most precious thing we have. And sometimes, silence, waiting, and patience in relationships are what make each moment meaningful. We should cherish the people by our side because one day, you may realize that what you've been searching for has always been there in your life. Time waits for no one. But if we slow down and listen, each passing moment will be filled with meaning and love. Thank you for joining Beauty in Stories for today's tale. I hope these moments have brought you meaningful insights and inspiration. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you won't miss any upcoming stories. See you in the next one.
Goodbye!